Happy Homebrew Wednesday. How you all doing? Right, just a little bit of an intro to my brew video, which will be coming up in a minute. I've been a bit out of sync with videos because the last couple I've put up are actually from a couple of weeks ago. The Jakey's reviews, which is another two, which are going up. I'll probably put them up before this one, I'm not sure yet. And I've also got a little extract brew, which I did. I told you about it the last time. I've got to put the video up for that. So there, it's all a bit out of sync, so timeline's all to cock, but does it really matter? No, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. So it's only that I say in the video that I didn't get a chance to do a all grain, which is why I did this, but I've done an all grain, but forget it. Yeah, so I did an all grain this Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, can't remember. One of the 2 days, it's Saturday. My coconut lime chili wit, bubbling like a good boy in there. Bit slow to start, but yeah, it's flying. It's again going low temperature, 17 degrees ish in there. So sat behind me there, which isn't bottled yet. I'm supposed to do it, but I haven't had the chance. In truth, I've just been knocked out of sync this last couple of weeks with one thing and another. So that's sat there now. It's nice and cool in here. It's only 18 degrees in here actually, so that's desperate to be bottled, but it's not coming to any harm. Cider in the fridge, that needs to be bottled, so in the next day or two, must get those bottled. Just with being ill, taking a bit of time off work, trying to catch up, it's a fucking nightmare. So yeah. What is this? Anything else to report? That's it, really. Brew day went well, as you will see. I just wanted to speak to... Basically, I didn't fly sparge, I batch sparging. Or infusion sparging, I can't remember what it was called, but it's batch sparging in effect. I took away the initial wort into the boiler. And then I can't remember the exact amount. I think I said the amount wrong in the video. I basically was, according to calculations, should have had about 14 litres of sparge water. So I split that, it was about 7.5 in each, actually, about 15 litres. But in actual fact, I ended up needing to push over another 5 litres. So basically I batch sparge with 7, 7.5, 7, 7.5, and then a 5, drained every bit over it, put it into the boiler, and I ended up with exactly 27 in 3 or 4 separate lots. So worked out great, efficiency much better. But each time I moved over the water, which was 77 degrees, I gave the mash a bit of a stir. I'm just worrying that you're disturbing the grain bed too much. I mean, what adverse effect can that have? I mean, the reality is now it's sat in the fermenter, it's clearing out absolutely fine. I don't think it's going to be any different to any other. But when everyone's sparging, they're trying their very damnedest not to try and disturb the grain bed. So yeah, any thoughts or input on that, greatly appreciated. I've already taken a sample of that, as I've said at the end of this video. It's very coconutty, but we'll see what happens. It's not ready yet. So yeah, enjoy the brew footage. There is a tiny bit of footage missing after the cooling and the moving over. I don't know what happened, don't know where it went. Doesn't matter really, does it? Most of the brew footage is there, but there isn't actually any brew footage. It's me stood here wittering with everything in the pots there. So oh well, it is what it is. So yes. See you later, guys. Ciao. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Hello. Well, at last, it's brew day. I might have put my other couple of little brew thingies up before this, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't. Right. What am I doing? At long last, my what am I doing? Coconut, lime and chili wit. So very experimental. I know a few people have been using coconut in some IPAs, so I wanted to give it a go. Might end up tasting like some sort of dodgy Thai curry, but if you don't try, you don't know. And you know, it'd be nice to find a new taste. Although I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but you know, a bit of experimenting, nothing wrong with that. So, what's in it? It's going to develop as it goes along, but what's definitely going in it right here, right now, 1.5 kilos of Pilsner, 2 kilos of wheat malt, 1 kilo of flaked wheat, and 500 gram of oats. There's obviously some rice hulls in there to stop any stuck sparges. 25 grams of Motueka at the beginning, that's it. I'm not going with anything else. Just to sort of keep it as close as I can to a wit. Right, so these bits. Flaked coconut. Not going to toast it, just flaked coconut for the time being. I might toast the one that goes into the secondary if required, and this is what I'm not sure about yet. So what have we got? 400 gram of flaked coconut. Seems a hell of a lot, but that's what I'm going for. I'm not sure about the lime. I'm saying about 20-25 grams, but I couldn't get the dried kefir that I wanted in time because I didn't order it. That's the reason. And nowhere has it. So I'm just going for limes. I'm going to take the zest off. So whether I end up with 25 grams or not, I'm not too sure. So as close as. And a chilli. I've got numerous chilies in the freezer. I think take one out of the freezer. I'm going for one chilli. They're reasonably strong. At the end of the day, I don't want too much heat. I just want a nice sort of chilli, bit of heat, tiny little bit of an edge, but you know, that nice flavour, which should hopefully work well with the lime and chilli. If then in secondary, maybe a week in, I'm probably going to go for a load more flaked coconut, probably up to about 600 grams, so the whole thing will be a kilo. Possibly no more lime peel. I'll taste it and see first. But if it needs a bit more of a lime edge, I might chuck the juice in, which I'll keep in reserve from these ones. And again, see if it needs more chilli adding, but I very much doubt it. We'll see. So that's it. Mash temperature's coming up, and let's crack on. I have made the decision, I didn't want to, but I've made the decision to go with batch sparging. Everyone's suggesting it's what I do. So I'm going with Adam's idea, where I'm basically going to take away the initial wort. I'm then going to split the sparge water in half, put half across, undulating, because that's the system I've got, leave it for 15 minutes, drain it, run again, drain it, and let's just see. Because I've just had a play again with my new sparge arm and I just can't get it right. So it's just too fast. So not enough control. So let's go with that idea and see how we get on. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, so right, mashed in. 1 hour mash today. Well, it's usually what I go for. Temperature slightly above, but it's going to drop a bit, 67. So fine. Happy days. I'll come back to you with my sparge. Hopefully we have better luck this time. So see you in a bit. Well, I've reached the end of my 60-minute mash, but I've just tested the mash as I usually do with some iodine and still quite purpley. So don't know why, but obviously all the starches haven't yet converted, so I'm going to leave it for another, well, I'll give it 15-20 minutes and see how we're getting on. I'm not too sure. Was it because the temperature was high? Because it was 67, 67.2, 67.4, and it did actually stick at that through pretty much the entire mash. So, can that cause a problem? it be too hot for the starch to convert. Obviously it's going to have dropped a bit now, so I'll leave it for another little while and see what happens. Oh bugger. Okay, right, so mash is done. I'm doing my sparge, batch sparge, so I've just moved over the wort, the initial wort, into the boiler. I've just topped up with about 7.5 litres of 77-degree water. I'm leaving it for about 10-15 minutes. I'll move that over, I'll repeat that a couple of times till I hit my volume, and fingers crossed that we'll have decent efficiency. Catch you in a bit. Righty-ho. So, you're alright. Bastards. Yeah, massive difference. Starting gravity of 1.040, see, but it's an hour boil, no more. So let's see what happens. So, happy days. Obviously it's nowhere near as clear as it usually is, but it's a wheat. I'd be slightly concerned doing this with something else, so any input greatly appreciated, but yeah, massive difference. Oh my god, what a difference. So I'll get the water up to temp and come back to you in a bit. Right, so hot break. 25 gram Motueka going in. I'm loving this hop. Okay, I'm going to peel some lime. See you in a bit. Okay, right, so we're not quite there yet, but excuse the noise. I'm going to put everything, I think, in one bag. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. So basically I've got 400 gram of coconut, and in here, can you see that? I've got lime peel. There's actually a bit more than 25 gram, there's closer to 30 gram, and chili. I'm putting one in. I'm not going to cut it. I'm putting the seeds in, I'm not going to cut it. It's been frozen basically. I'm just going to put it in and see what happens. So slightly nervous, but it's what it is. Don't try, don't know. So yes, is this going to go pear-shaped? Probably. Ooh, that's a lot. So, there we go. I'll see you in a bit when it's ready to go in. Okie dokie, right, so 15 minutes left. Let's put in Santa's sack. I don't think I've swore in this video yet, have I? Okay, it is floating, so I hope it imparts enough flavour, but we will see. Okay, so the most exciting bit, protofol. There is a serious smell of coconut. So, in a bit. Righty-ho. Okay, so very good. Didn't have to boil the arse out of that one. I've ended up with 20 litres, which is a lot more than I normally do. And it's 1.048. so very happy. It's for bubbling away in there, absolutely fine. Got quite a heavy coconut taste, so we'll see what happens weekend and see how that's see whether that's dissipating or not. So couldn't taste much lime, but I think the coconut was really dominating, to be honest. So let's see what happens. I'll check how it's going end of the week, have a little taste and see what I'm going to do. Might put more coconut, might put more chili, might put more lime, maybe all of it, maybe none of it, I'm not sure. I'm guessing, at a guess, I think we're probably talking a bit more lime, so I may put a bit more peeling, but I'll probably put the juice out of the limes in there. And possibly some chili, because I didn't taste any heat at all. So let's see. All in all, that went well. So thank you very much for all the advice on the sparging. I still would like to be able to fly sparge because I've got all the kit to do it, but if it's not working, it's not working. That way is working. So bing bong, over and out. Thank you very much. Ciao.